Some people are only chapters, not the entire book. Their purpose was to teach you, to change you, to break you open, so you could grow. And when their part in your story is over, Allah writes their exit. No matter how tightly you try to hold on. I know it hurts. I know you replay memories and wonder what went wrong. I know the silence they left behind feels louder than anything you've ever heard. But the Quran reminds you, it may be that you dislike something while it is good for you. Surah Al-Baqarah 216. That goodbye you hate today is part of a bigger hello tomorrow. If they had stayed, you wouldn't have room for what Allah is bringing next. If they had stayed, you wouldn't have grown into the person who can hold the blessing He's preparing. If they had stayed, you would have clung to something temporary and missed something eternal. One day, you will wake up healed. You will look back and see Allah's fingerprints on everything you thought was falling apart. And with tears in your eyes, you whisper, Ya Allah, you were protecting me all along. My brother, my sister, I know your heart is heavy tonight. I know you're tired of waiting, tired of praying, tired of hoping. You've begged Allah with hands shaking. You've cried silently into your pillow when no one could see. And yet, nothing seems to move. Nothing seems to change. It feels like you're standing still while the world around you keeps rushing forward. You see people smiling. You see them achieving. You see them holding what you've been praying for. And you whisper quietly, Ya Allah, what about me? You wonder, has Allah forgotten me? But listen to me carefully. No, He hasn't. He never has. He never will. You are not forgotten. You are not abandoned. You are being hidden. Hidden because what Allah is preparing for you is far too sacred to be revealed too soon. Some people are removed because they would limit you. Some are removed because they would drain you. And some are removed because their hearts were never tied to yours in the first place. It's not rejection, it's refinement. It's mercy wearing the face of separation. And one day, you'll stand where Allah is taking you and you'll look back at the names, the faces, the memories that once broke you, and you'll whisper through tears, Ya Allah, now I see it. Every removal was a rescue. Every goodbye was a blessing. Every loss was love in disguise. So tonight, don't chase what Allah has removed. Don't beg for what He has written out of your story. Don't mourn doors He has sealed shut, because what's ahead is greater than what you left behind. You are not being punished. You are being prepared. You are not being abandoned. You are being redirected. You are not losing people. You are finding yourself and the path Allah chose for you. And when the blessing finally arrives, when the right people enter, when the right doors open, when the right opportunities unfold, you will understand why everyone who left had to leave. You'll smile through your tears and whisper softly, Subhanallah, Ya Allah, you knew what I didn't. You removed what I thought I needed to give me what I was created for. His silence has been speaking all along. My brother, my sister, I know what you're feeling. I know what it's like to kneel on the prayer mat with trembling lips and an exhausted heart to whisper, Ya Allah, again and again, and still there is silence. I know what it feels like to wipe your tears quietly at night so no one else hears your breaking. I know how heavy it feels to wake up every day carrying questions no one can answer. Why me? Why now? Why hasn't anything changed? But listen to me carefully. His silence has never meant His absence. Sometimes Allah speaks loudest through the things He doesn't say. When the door remains closed, He's speaking. When the dua feels unanswered, He's speaking. When the delay stretches longer than your patience, He's speaking. Because silence is not neglect. Silence is not distance. Silence is a language of love, only understood by the soul that listens. Do you know what He's been whispering through this quiet? My servant, I haven't forgotten you. I'm preparing you. I'm protecting you. I'm holding something greater for you than what you're asking for right now. The delay you're resenting today is the blessing you'll thank Him for tomorrow. The unanswered dua that breaks you now will one day make you whisper, Subhanallah, you were saving me all along. His silence is where your soul grows louder. It's in this stillness that you learn patience. It's in this pause that your faith stretches. It's in this quiet that your heart learns to lean on Him completely. Because when everything around you falls silent, you discover the only voice you were ever meant to follow. My brother, my sister, there are moments in life when you pour your heart out in dua and it feels like nothing happens. The world remains the same. Your situation doesn't move. Your pain doesn't fade. And in those moments, it feels like Allah isn't answering. But listen carefully. The silence you're hearing is not Allah ignoring you. It's Allah teaching you. He is teaching you to trust His plan. When you cannot trace it, to surrender your timeline to the one who controls time itself. To stop measuring His love by how quickly He gives you what you want. And start recognizing His mercy in what He withholds. Because sometimes what you call an unanswered dua is actually Allah's greatest response. Not yet, because I love you too much. To give you what would break you. Brother, my sister, sometimes Allah removes people because you've built your happiness around them instead of Him. He sees your heart slowly attaching to what was always meant to be temporary. And He loves you too much to let you worship the gift and forget the giver. So He breaks the attachment. He pulls them away. He empties your hands even when you're begging Him to let them stay. And I know it feels cruel. I know it feels unbearable. But in reality, this is the greatest mercy. Because when your hands are empty, you finally have space for what was truly written for you. Do you realize what this means? That heartbreak you thought was punishment was actually an invitation. An invitation to turn back to Allah, to lean on Him more than you ever leaned on people, to rediscover the one who never walks away, who never forgets you, who never grows tired of holding you. The Quran didn't promise us that we would always get what we want. It promised us something greater, that Allah knows what we do not, that He sees what we cannot, that even in heartbreak there is hidden goodness. Sometimes Allah delays your prayer because He's preparing your heart to receive something bigger than you imagined. Sometimes He removes someone you love because He knows their role in your story was never meant to be permanent. Sometimes He closes a door so painfully because what lies behind it would have cost you your peace, your dignity, even your iman. And so He blocks it, even while you cry for it. And yet, we forget. We see His mercy as silence. We mistake His love for distance. We confuse His wisdom with neglect. But listen to me carefully. The Quran is full of whispers, reminding you of one simple truth. Allah never abandons His servant. Remember what He says. And whoever relies upon Allah, then He is sufficient for them. Sometimes the delay isn't even about the blessing itself. It's about you, about your heart, about your soul. Because if Allah gave you what you're begging for right now, it might break you. But when He gives it later, After the waiting, after the growth, after the tears, you'll be ready to hold it and it will hold you back. And on that day, you'll understand something profound. The promotion you thought you lost, if it was yours, Allah would have carved a path through walls to deliver it to you. The love that slipped away, if it was written for you, nothing. No distance, no person, no power could have separated you from it. And the heartbreak you're carrying today, if you knew what Allah knows, you'd be on your prayer mat, thanking Him for saving you from it. But I know right now, you don't see the wisdom. All you see is loss. All you feel is pain. All you hear is silence. Yet in this silence, there is movement. Angels are being sent. Doors are being aligned. Paths are being written. Hearts are being softened. Destiny is being rearranged just for you. There is a provision racing toward you right now that has your name on it. A moment in time, a person, a blessing, a chapter of life that no force on this earth can erase, delay, or replace. And when it arrives, you'll realize something powerful. Every rejection, every heartbreak, every unanswered dua was clearing the space for this. My brother, my sister, right now I know it feels like nothing is happening. You make dua after dua, you pour your heart into sujood, you wipe your tears quietly in the dark, and still the door remains closed. But listen to this carefully. While you're waiting, Allah is working. Behind every delay is 1,000 tiny movements you cannot see. Angels are being sent. Paths are being rearranged. Hearts are being softened. Situations are being aligned. There are pieces of your story being stitched together right now in the unseen, and you don't even know it. My brother, my sister, you think Allah is silent, don't you? But what if I told you the silence isn't rejection, it's the sound of your biggest blessing being prepared. You're not forgotten. You're being hidden. Sometimes Allah hides you because He is protecting you from people who cannot handle the weight of where He is taking you. He hides your name until it is safe to be spoken in rooms you haven't entered yet. He hides your efforts until the right moment, when they bloom into results that silence everyone who doubted you. He hides your heart until it is safe in the hands of the one He has chosen for you. Right now, it hurts. It feels lonely. It feels unfair. But this silence, this pause in this hiding is not neglect. It is divine strategy. My brother, my sister, do you know why Allah hides you? Because there are blessings being built for you that require silence. There are doors being prepared that cannot open yet. Because what waits behind them is too great to be revealed too soon. You see, the blessing Allah has written for you isn't small. It isn't ordinary. It isn't something anyone can understand, and not everyone can handle watching it arrive. That is why Allah keeps you hidden. Hidden from unnecessary noise. Hidden from unnecessary people. Hidden from hands that would try to reach for what is not theirs. You're not overlooked. You're being protected. Every unanswered dua you've whispered, every silent tear you've cried, every night you lay awake wondering if you've been forgotten, all of it has been seen. All of it has been counted. All of it is being used to build something greater than what you're asking for. There are things you think you want right now, people, places, opportunities, but Allah knows your future. He knows who would break you, who would betray you, who would waste you. So He closes doors. He delays answers. He removes people quietly. Not because you're unworthy, but because what He has written for you cannot be shared with those who are not meant to witness it. You're not stuck. You're being positioned. Look around at your life right now. Sometimes Allah delays the marriage you want because He's writing a love story that doesn't begin yet. Sometimes He delays the job you dream about because He's crafting a position that fits not just your skills, but your destiny. Sometimes He delays removing the hardship because that hardship is shaping the strength you need to carry what's coming. Right now you're focused on speed, but Allah is focused on direction. You want soon, He wants right. And that difference is everything. The blessing you're waiting for is not just about what you want. It's about who you're becoming in the waiting. Because Allah isn't only preparing the blessing, He's preparing you. Every delay is building something inside you. Patience you didn't know you had. Resilience you didn't know you needed. Faith that feels unshakable when it's tested. This waiting season is the divine classroom where your soul learns the lessons it could never learn in comfort. One day, you look back on this exact moment, this painful pause, this unbearable silence, and you'll realize something powerful. If Allah had opened the doors you begged Him for, you would have settled for less than what He was preparing. This isn't a punishment. It's protection. It's preparation. And when the door finally opens, you'll step into a life that makes you whisper with trembling lips and wet eyes, Subhanallah, Ya Allah, if you had given me what I wanted, I would have missed what I needed. One day you'll realize why certain people were removed before they could hurt you. One day you'll see why Allah closed doors you were begging Him to open. And in that moment, when His plan finally unfolds, you'll whisper through your tears, Subhanallah, Ya Allah, you were protecting me all along. The delay you hate is the door you need. My brother, my sister, I know how heavy your heart feels right now. I know you've been praying for something, begging Allah for it, crying for it, waking up at night just to whisper His name. And yet, nothing. Nothing has moved. Nothing has changed. Every time you thought the door would finally open, it closed. Every time you thought relief was near, it slipped further away. And now, deep inside, you wonder, why, Ya Allah? Why are you delaying this for me? Why do I feel stuck? While the world around me keeps moving forward, listen to me carefully. What you see as delay is actually direction. What feels like Allah holding you back is Allah pushing you forward, just not through the door you expected. You see, there are doors we want, and there are doors Allah knows we need. Sometimes the thing you're begging Him to give you is smaller than the blessing He's preparing. Sometimes what you're holding onto so tightly is not where your soul will thrive. So He delays, not to punish you, not to forget you, but to protect you from a life you cannot yet see, and to prepare you for one you not yet imagine. Think about this. If Allah gave you everything you asked for, exactly when you asked for it, you would never discover the hidden paths that lead you to something greater. Surah Talaq 65:3. Do you understand what this means? It means you're not walking alone. It means the very delay breaking your heart right now is being carried in the hands of the one who wrote your entire destiny. It means the same Allah who parted the sea for Musa, who cooled the fire for Ibrahim, who saved Yunus from the darkness of the whale, is the one holding your story together right now. So breathe deeply, because the Quran already told you that what feels delayed is never denied. It's simply being prepared. And one day, when you step into the blessing you were once crying for, you look back and say softly, with tears streaming down your face, Subhanallah, Ya Allah, you knew what I didn't. You saved me from what I thought I wanted and gave me what I truly needed. When people leave, Allah is clearing the path. My brother, my sister, I know you didn't expect them to leave. I know you thought they were permanent. I know you believed they were part of your forever. You gave them your heart. You trusted them with your soul. You prayed they'd stay. But one day, they didn't. They left, and the silence they left behind is louder than anything you've ever felt. It hurts, doesn't it? It feels like a part of you was taken away. It feels unfair. It feels like betrayal. And somewhere deep inside, you whisper the question no one hears. Ya Allah, why did you let them leave me? Listen to me carefully. Sometimes Allah removes people from your life, not to break you, but to protect you. You thought they were meant to stay, but Allah knew the weight they would bring later. He saw conversations you haven't heard yet. He saw intentions they've never revealed. He saw pain you couldn't survive. If they walked into your future with you, so Allah writes them out of your story, not because you're unworthy of love, not because you're too difficult to hold on to, but because He loves you too much to let you carry people who would destroy what He's preparing you for. Right now, you can't see it. Right now, it only feels like loss. But this isn't destruction. It's redirection. Because not everyone is meant to walk into the version of you that Allah is creating. Some people were only placed in your life to teach you a lesson, to spark your growth, to shape your heart. And when their part is over, Allah writes their exit, even when your heart begs for them to stay. I know you can't see it yet, but one day you will. One day you'll look back at this heartbreak and whisper through tears, Ya Allah, now I understand. You weren't taking from me. You were saving me. What if Allah gave you everything you begged for, exactly when you asked for it? How many times would you have walked blindly into something that would have destroyed you? So He closes doors. He delays answers. He keeps you waiting, not because you are forgotten, but because you are protected. His silence is not distance. His silence is direction. Every delay you hate today is guiding you closer to the blessing you can't yet see. Every no you've received is clearing the path for a greater yes that's being written in the unseen. Do you know why it hurts so much right now? Because your heart is still attached to how you thought life should look. But Allah is rewriting your story into something far more beautiful than what you prayed for. And that takes time. It takes patience. It takes trust. Sometimes Allah delays, not because He wants you to suffer, but because He wants your heart ready to receive what He has written for you. What's coming is heavier than what you lost, more beautiful than what slipped away, more permanent than what broke you. Right now, you're standing in the hallway between prayers made and prayers answered. It feels endless. It feels quiet. But in this waiting, Allah is building you. Because what's written for you is bigger than you think. And to carry it, you have to grow into someone strong enough, patient enough, faithful enough to hold it without breaking. So trust Him. Trust the plan. You cannot yet see. Trust the one who knows your heart better than you do. Because one day you will wake up and realize that nothing missed you. Not one blessing, not one person, not one opportunity. Everything written for you will find you. My brother, my sister, do you know why what's written for you cannot be stolen? Because Allah Himself guards it. The blessing you're waiting for has been carrying your name since before you were even born. It has walked with you quietly through every heartbreak, through every disappointment, through every tear. And it is moving towards you as surely as the sun rises after the darkest night. Sometimes you cry thinking you are alone, but Allah is closer to you in those moments than anyone else has ever been. Indeed, Allah is with those who are patient. Surah Al-Baqarah 253. Do you feel the comfort in that? While the world sleeps, Allah watches over you. While no one else listens, Allah records every trembling word. While no one else notices your breaking, Allah carries you gently through the storm you don't even have words for. And when you finally whisper, Ya Allah, I can't do this anymore, He writes it down, not to shame you, not to expose you, but to store it as a reminder that even in your weakest moments, you turn back to Him. And turning back to Him is never wasted. Those tears you've cried aren't falling to the ground. They're rising to the heavens. Do you know why Allah loves your tears so much? Because your tears are a sign that your heart is still alive. A heart that can cry before Allah is a heart that is soft, a heart still connected, a heart still capable of surrender. The Prophet ﷺ said, 2 eyes will never be touched by the fire of hell. The eye that weeps out of fear of Allah, and the eye that stands guard in the path of Allah. Arabi Bayaro. Do you realize the honor hidden here? One sincere tear shed in the darkness for Allah alone is so beloved to Him that it becomes your shield on the day when shields will be scarce. That night you cried alone, the world forgot, but the heavens remembered. Angels descended, writing every drop, carrying every whisper, placing your pain gently in the care of Ar-Rahman, the most merciful. And Allah, the one who calls Himself Al-Latif, the subtle, the most gentle, was closer to you in that moment than your very jugular vein. Do you see what this means? Your tears are not weakness. They are worship. They are a silent dua, a testimony of faith. When words fail you, because sometimes the tears say what the tongue cannot. Every time you cried, you thought you were breaking. But in reality, you were building. You were building closeness with Allah. You were building a record of patience. You were building a fortress of rewards that no trial, no pain, no loss can ever erase. And on the day of judgment, you will stand before Allah and He will unveil treasures you never knew you had. He will show you gardens planted from every tear. He will show you ranks raised by every heartbreak you endured. He will show you blessings that bloomed quietly in the soil of your patience. And in that moment, you will look back at every lonely night, every whispered dua, every silent sob, and you'll smile through tears and whisper softly, Subhanallah, Ya Allah, you were multiplying my pain into paradise. Sometimes Allah allows tears to fall now, so He can save you from greater tears later. My brother, my sister, sometimes the greatest mercy of Allah comes disguised as heartbreak. I know you don't see it now. I know it feels like a wound that won't heal. I know your heart keeps asking, why, Ya Allah? Why them? Why now? But one day, you will understand this truth. When people leave, Allah is clearing your path because He knows what you don't. He hears what you haven't heard. He sees what you can't see. That person you thought would stay forever, maybe their presence would have delayed your blessing. Maybe their hands would have blocked what Allah had already written for you. Maybe their intentions were never aligned with where your soul needed to go. So Allah rewrote their role in your story. Not to punish you, not to hurt you, but to protect you from chains you didn't even know were there. There are conversations you weren't meant to hear. Betrayals you weren't meant to witness. Plans you weren't meant to suffer from. Allah removed you from rooms where your name was being dishonored. He pulled you away from hearts that would have shattered you beyond repair. Sometimes He saves you quietly, without explanation, because if you saw the full truth, your heart would break even more. So He hides it from you and simply removes them. It feels like rejection, but in reality it's protection. It feels like abandonment, but in reality it's redirection. It feels like you've lost everything, but in reality you're being prepared for better. Remember this, not everyone can walk with you into the destiny Allah is shaping. So the Quran whispers, indeed Allah is with the broken-hearted, implied from multiple tafsirs of Surah Al-Baqarah. Do you understand what that means? It means your tears don't distance you from Allah. They pull you closer. That night you thought you were alone, He was watching. That dua you thought went unanswered, He heard it before you even spoke it. That heartbreak you thought broke you, He's using it to rebuild you into someone stronger, softer and closer to Him. Sometimes Allah allows the tears to fall because they purify you. They soften a heart that has carried too much pain, too much pride, too many distractions. Sometimes He allows the breaking so you finally return to the one who has always been holding you together. Do you realize how loved you are by Allah? If He didn't love you, He wouldn't call you back through the tears. He wouldn't respond to your silence. With signs only your soul could recognize, He wouldn't remind you through your pain that He's been here the entire time. And one day, you will thank Him for every heartbreak. You will thank Him for every tear. You will thank Him for keeping you awake on nights when the world slept peacefully. But your soul was being rewritten in His company, because every tear was an investment. Not one was wasted. Not one fell without meaning. Not one escaped His knowledge. And one day, when the full story unfolds, you will fall into sujood, your forehead touching the ground, tears soaking the earth beneath you, and you'll whisper softly, Ya Allah, every tear led me back to You. Every heartbreak was You holding me closer. Every delay, every silence, every no was You protecting me, loving me, saving me. Everything that feels still, everything that feels delayed, everything that feels quiet, it's not without reason. Your silence right now is sacred. Your hiding right now is purposeful. Your waiting right now is building something inside you that you cannot yet see, because Allah isn't just preparing the blessing, He's preparing you for the blessing. One day, you'll understand why you had to stay hidden. Allah's silence is never absence. When you think nothing is happening, everything is happening. Right now, He is removing people who would have broken you. He is redirecting opportunities that would have trapped you. He is protecting you from harm you can't yet see. And sometimes He is holding back the blessing itself, until you become the person who can hold it without losing yourself. Do you understand what this means? It means this delay is shaping you. That heartbreak that shattered you, it's teaching you compassion you'll need later. That rejection that crushed you, it's training you to recognize what's truly yours and what was never meant to stay. That no that broke your heart, it's Allah saying, my servant, I have something better, but I need you to trust me first. I know the waiting is heavy. I know it hurts to see others, receiving what you've been praying for. But listen carefully, what's written for you cannot be delayed forever. It cannot be stolen. It cannot pass you by. And when it finally comes, you'll realize why it took so long. You'll understand why Allah said no to every other door. Because He was saving you for the one door that would lead you straight to the life He wrote for you. So the Prophet ﷺ told us, on the day of judgment, there will be people under the shade of Allah, and among them is the one who remembers Allah in private until their eyes overflow with tears. Bukhari Allahu, Muslim. Did you hear that? The tears you cried in the dark, the ones no one noticed, the ones you wiped away quickly before anyone could see. Those tears could be the very reason Allah shades you on a day when there will be no shade but His. Every heartbreak that broke you brought you closer to Him. Every rejection turned your face back towards the one who never rejects you. Every disappointment was His gentle way of whispering, come closer to me. Even the tears you thought were meaningless, the ones you shed when you were too tired to even pray, when you were too weak to even speak, when all you managed to say was, Ya Allah, those tears moved the heavens. Because Allah sees what no one else does. He hears what no one else hears. And He knows the weight behind every silent sob. Right now, while you're sitting in that quiet storm inside you, angels are recording every moment. They write your dua. Even when you can't find the words, they count your tears. Even when you can't count your pain, they store your cries. Even when the world ignores them. And here's the part your heart needs to hear. Allah stores those tears as rewards. Every drop is an investment. Every sob is a deposit into your akhirah. Every quiet heartbreak is transformed into a blessing you will see when you need it most. The Quran reminds us, indeed, the patient will be given their reward without measure. Surah Az-Zumar 39:10. Without measure. That means your patience right now is earning rewards so vast that you won't even comprehend them until the day you stand before Him and He shows you what every tear became. But I know right now you don't see it. Right now all you feel is the ache. You wonder why Allah doesn't take the pain away. Listen carefully. Sometimes Allah allows the tears to fall because they are washing your soul clean. Sometimes Allah removes people quietly because they were standing between you and Him. Their presence was blinding you from seeing your own purpose. Their love was softening your grip on Allah. Their absence is Allah's way of pulling you closer, because there are some lessons you can only learn in the silence they leave behind. You see, Allah doesn't just prepare blessings for you. He prepares you for the blessings. And sometimes to prepare you, He has to break you. Not to destroy you, but to rebuild you. Because the version of you that clung to those people cannot carry the weight of the future Allah is writing for you. The delay wasn't a punishment. It was protection. It wasn't neglect. It was nurturing. Allah wasn't ignoring you. He was preparing you. He was preparing everything around you. He was preparing a blessing so beautiful, so perfect, so aligned with your soul that you'll fall into sujood, trembling and whisper, Ya Allah, you knew all along. And that is when you'll finally see that the delay you hated most was the door you needed most. The Quran already told you this. My brother, my sister, I know tonight feels heavy. Your heart is tired. Your soul is restless. And you're wondering why life feels stuck. Why doors keep closing Why? What you've been praying for still hasn't arrived. You've whispered dua after dua. You've cried in sujood. You've begged Allah silently when no one could see you. And when there's no reply, you begin to ask yourself quietly, does Allah hear me? Does He see what I'm going through? Listen to me carefully. The Quran already answered you. Long before your tears fell, long before your heart broke, long before you even asked the question, but perhaps you dislike something and Allah places your greatest good within it. Surah Al-Baqarah 216. Do you hear it? Allah already told you this. He already whispered the answer to your pain. What you see as loss might actually be rescue. What you think is rejection might actually be redirection. What you believe is breaking you might actually be building you. You're begging for one door to open, but Allah knows there's something behind that door you can't yet see. Maybe there's heartbreak there. Maybe there's harm there. Maybe there's a path that would quietly pull you away from Him. So He delays. He closes doors. He blocks roads. And while you feel abandoned, Allah is protecting you from the things you don't yet understand. One day, you will look back at this exact season of your life and you'll whisper through your tears, Subhanallah, Ya Allah, you were answering me all along, not with words, but with protection, not with speed, but with wisdom, not with what I wanted, but with what I needed. So tonight, if your heart is restless, if your eyes are tired of crying, if your soul feels unseen, just remember this. The silence you hear isn't empty. It's full of movement you cannot yet perceive. And one day, when Allah's plan finally unfolds before you, you'll fall into sujood, trembling, and you'll understand every delay, every heartbreak, every unanswered dua. You'll whisper softly with tears soaking the ground beneath you, Ya Allah, now I understand. You were speaking to me through silence the entire time. What's written for you cannot be stolen. My brother, my sister, before you ever took your first breath, before your heart beat for the very first time, before you whispered your first Ya Allah in this world, your entire story was already written. Every face you would meet, every love you would lose, every door that would open, every door that would close, every tear, every smile, every heartbreak, every blessing already written. When Allah writes something for you, you don't need to chase it. You don't need to beg for it. You don't need to fight anyone for it. Because what's yours will come and what's not will leave. And when it comes, it will arrive so effortlessly, so beautifully, that you'll know instantly that it was written for you all along. I know you've been crying in silence. I know you've been staring at closed doors, wondering why others are walking through theirs, while yours stay shut. But one day, you will understand. You'll see how Allah was protecting you from what you thought you wanted to give you what you truly needed. You'll see how every no was guiding you to a far better yes. You'll see how nothing missed you and nothing that left was ever meant to stay. Indeed, what Allah wills comes to pass, and what He does not will does not happen. Sunan Ibn Majah. This is Qadr. This is divine decree. There is no force in this world strong enough to rewrite what Allah has written for you. Not people, not timing, not power, not fear. What's yours will find you, even if it walks through oceans and climbs mountains to get to you. And when it does, you will fall into sujood, your tears soaking the earth beneath you, and you'll whisper softly, with a heart finally at peace, Ya Allah, you never forgot me. You saved me from what I thought I wanted, to give me what I was always meant for. Every tear is an investment with Allah. My brother, my sister, there are moments in life when silence feels unbearable. When you wake up at night and it feels like the weight of the world is pressing down on your chest. When you whisper, Ya Allah, but the reply feels distant, almost hidden. And in those moments, you begin to wonder, why me? Why is this happening? Why does it feel like I'm standing still, while everyone else keeps moving forward? But before your lips even form the question, before your heart even feels the ache, the Quran had already whispered the answer. And it may be that you dislike something while it is good for you. And it may be that you love something while it is bad for you. And Allah knows while you do not know. Surah Al-Baqarah 216. Pause for a moment. Let these words breathe in your heart. Allah knows you see pain. He sees protection. You see delays. He sees preparation. You see rejection. He sees redirection. Sallallahu alayhi wasallam, think about it. If Allah gave you everything you begged for, exactly when you wanted it, how many times would you have walked blindly into your own heartbreak? Sometimes the thing you want most is the very thing that would quietly destroy you. So Allah writes it out of your story. He saves you from what you think you want to give you what you truly need. You see, only today, Allah sees eternity. You see the moment, Allah sees the story. And every closed door, every unanswered dua, every painful delay is a divine mercy. Wearing the face of disappointment, the Prophet ﷺ reminded us, know that what has passed you by was never meant for you, and what has reached you was never going to miss you. Sunan Abu Dawood, if the dua you made hasn't been answered yet, it means Allah has something better. If the person you wanted has slipped away, it means they were never written for you. If the opportunity you begged for has vanished, it means something greater is being prepared. So, when Allah is silent, don't mistake it for neglect. His silence is your soul's classroom. It's where He teaches you to build faith in the unseen. Because when you trust Allah, even when He's silent, you unlock a love so deep that no delay, no heartbreak, no closed door can shake you anymore. And one day, you'll look back at these nights when you thought your du'as went unheard, and you'll whisper with trembling lips, Ya Allah, you were answering me in ways I couldn't yet understand. My brother, my sister, I know you've been waiting. I know you've been carrying dreams so heavy that they've started to hurt your heart. I know there are du'as you've whispered for so long that the words now feel empty on your tongue. And I know the silence feels unbearable. You wake up every day and nothing seems to change. You pray every night and nothing seems to move. But listen to me carefully. Just because you can't hear Him doesn't mean He isn't speaking to you. Do you know what Allah's silence often says? My servant, I have not forgotten you. I've been answering you in ways your eyes cannot yet see. I'm protecting you from doors you thought you wanted and guiding you towards doors you didn't know existed. Every closed door was an answer. Every delay was an answer. Every heartbreak was an answer. But because His language is different, you mistook His whispers for silence. My brother, my sister, I know there are nights when the world sleeps, but your heart stays awake. Nights where your chest feels heavy, your lips tremble in quiet dua, and your tears fall silently into the darkness. Unseen, unheard. At least, that's what you think. You wipe your face before anyone notices. You smile in the daylight, So no one asks what's wrong. You carry your pain quietly because you feel no one would understand. But listen carefully. Every tear you've cried has already been counted. The Prophet ﷺ said, if you rely upon Allah with true reliance, He would provide for you as He provides for the birds. They leave hungry in the morning and return full in the evening. Arabi Bayaro. Think about that for a moment. Birds don't chase their rizq in panic. They don't lose sleep fearing that someone else will eat their portion. They wake, they move, and Allah delivers. If a bird's provision is guaranteed, what about yours? When Allah loves you more than you love yourself, right now, you are living inside a plan you can't yet see. Every delay is positioning you. Every heartbreak is refining you. Every loss is protecting you. The person who left you didn't take your future with them. The opportunity you lost didn't take your rizq away. The dua that feels unanswered is still echoing in the unseen, and angels are carrying it to a moment Allah has already chosen. The Prophet ﷺ said, the pens have been lifted and the pages have dried. Arabi Bayaro. Do you understand what that means? It means your rizq, your provision was written before you were born. Your spouse, your sustenance, your success, your failures, your deepest heartbreaks and your greatest blessings. All of it was known before the world even knew your name. And here's the whisper your heart has been waiting for. What is written for you cannot miss you. And what has missed you was never written for you. I know what you've been carrying. I know there are du'as that you've whispered so many times that they now sit heavy on your lips. I know there are dreams you've clung to so tightly that letting go feels like suffocating. I know there are names you thought would stay forever, but had to watch walk away. And through it all, you keep wondering, Ya Allah, why does everything I want keep slipping through my hands? Listen carefully, because sometimes Allah's no is His greatest form of mercy. You begged for that person, but Allah saw the storm they carried behind their smile. You prayed for that opportunity, but Allah saw the burden it would place on your soul. You cried for that door to open, but Allah saw what was waiting behind it and quietly sealed it shut. He doesn't take to break you. He removes to protect you. He delays to prepare you. He redirects to save you. Right now, you may feel like you're standing still while the rest of the world rushes forward. But the Quran reminds you, and perhaps you dislike something while it is good for you. And perhaps you love something while it is bad for you. And Allah knows while you do not know.